Yeah. One second. Your table here or something. Put the table there. Coming last night, what can I do?
No, I am here. I'm
All right. We will just wait a few minutes. Where's my phone? Give me the phone. I know, I don't know the. Sometimes people join a little bit late. I have to see if anybody is willing, interested in joining. One sec. Okay. மோகனா மாமி நான் இங்க கிளாஸ் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன். சரி. All right, we'll start. You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right.
Very well.
Okay, thank you. गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितं उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये आपदामपार्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् आर्तारामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भयनाशनं विशतां कालदण्डं तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहं रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पते नमः कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकि मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिं गोष्पदीकृतवारीशं वशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायण महामाला रत्नं वन्दे लीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्. So we were in the Pramana Koti forest with the Pandavas in the first day and night of their exile after the tragic loss in gambling, and half the town had followed the Pandavas. They had left Hastinapura and followed them, and then with great difficulty Yudhishthira had managed to send most of them back, but still there were a sizable number of Vedavits, rishis and others who were quite happy to stay with Yudhishthira rather than to go back. And much as Yudhishthira tried to tell them that it is difficult and how will he be able to provide for them, etc., they said, you don't have to worry about that. And we will take care of ourselves, kind of thing. But these are people who are living on bhiksha, you see. They need yatis, etc., they don't cook on their own. They need there's a duty of the grihasthasrama to provide for them. So Yudhishthira is crestfallen. He doesn't know. He thinks, what is it that my life has reached a state that I cannot provide for? Vedavits or whatever. What is it? I was the king of this land. What has happened to me? And he's totally, we saw his head in his hand, bent low, back bent, his spirit gone. When among the rishis, one of the rishis called Shonaka had started to speak to him, and at last time we saw him covering a 101 on, among other things, depression management. Right? He had told him that only fools get affected by, in life, on a day-to-day basis, 100, 1,000 occasions come for being thrilled about something, and hundreds of occasions come where you feel down and out or distressed about something. Only fools get affected by this passing show, not Panditas. And then he had taught him a two-pointer Kriya Yoga. He said, he had given reasons why suffering, bodily suffering, human being in a body embodied form suffers, for what reasons. He had listed and then connected it with the mental suffering as well. I said two things you need to do as Kriya Yoga. One, whatever is the reason for the suffering, bodily suffering, whatever the ailment that you have, whatever it may be due to illness, it may be due to other reasons why you are suffering. It may be due to the fact that you are working very, very hard on shrama. It may be due to the fact that somebody close to you has gone away. Or it may be due to the fact that something very undesirable has happened to you or your family or whatever. Because of whatever reason, you lose spirit, you lose strength, you lose courage, you lose health. So figure out what is firstly the external remedy for it, whether it's medicines or what, which will help in reducing the problem, the root cause, wherever it's coming from. And then again, for the second part, that is for the mental part, mind part, that don't give attention to the problem. Don't give attention to the suffering that you're undergoing. Two things, says Shonaka to Yudhishthira. Don't keep on ruling on the fact. Hey, we are exiled. Where was I? Where am I? Look at this. Don't. Come on. Look around, enjoy the forest. Go ahead. Right? So he gives this mantra kind of upadesha to Yudhishthira. We saw that in somewhere I had read in Swami Shivananda's biography that biographer had written, or that Shivananda was a great yogi, physical yogi, great jnana yogi, every yogi. But he had never suffered in his whole life, he had never suffered. Then it is added, he had every kind of illness in his body, but he never allowed himself to suffer. He had that control on his mind, or whatever, or he was that detached from that. Even, recent, when some of you might have seen the interview of Mani Anna from Ramanashram. He said about Bhagavan Sri Ramana, he said he had all kinds of illness in his body. All kinds. So coming back here, Shonaka had given this 101 kind of thing. You just continue with that a little bit today, and then it leads to something else. But the conversation between Shonaka and Yudhishthira continues. And he had said that, listen, the root cause of all suffering is sneha. From sneha arises attachment. From attachment, when it becomes bad, when it becomes very high, it becomes asakti. Very, very deep attachment. Then it becomes trishna, thirst. That he says it finishes you. He says when desire for that external object gets into you, you have already lit a lamp, lit a flame inside a hollow tree that you are. It will consume you, your body, your root, everything, it will burn you down. He had said that, and he had said that the only way to get out of it is to get vivekam, figure it out. Think through, have a discerning intellect. Right? Because Krishna is something that it's a disease that destroys your very life. Therefore, you must give it up, O Yudhishthira. That alone. He's saying that. So essentially, to summarize it, he had so far said something to the effect that, listen, the mind must be controlled. Have a hold on your thoughts. Remember that accumulated wealth will not give you peace of mind. On the contrary, a wealthy man is always in danger. It is like a piece of meat, an open piece of meat. If the piece of meat is lying on the ground, vultures will come from nowhere. Where they come, we don't know. They'll come. Dogs will come. Crow will come. Eagle will come. Cat will come. From where they'll come, we don't know. They'll come. If it is on the tree, some tree climber will come, animal or bird will come. If it is in the air, the eagles will snatch it. If it is in the water, says Shonaka, enough meat-eating aquatic animals are there to fight over it and snatch it within no time. It won't. Its shelf life, fresh shelf life, within its shelf life, it will be gone. Unless the shelf life needs it to be further decayed, even then it will be gone after that. So, there is no peace for a wealthy man, really, says Shonaka. We go from there onwards. Anto nasti pipasaya santosha paramam sukham tasma santoshameveha param pashyanti pandita. For the thirst for money, there is no end. Therefore, in contentment alone, there is happiness. Therefore, the intelligent people, they always value contentment highly. Youth is temporary. Good looks and form is temporary. Life is temporary. Money, your wealth is temporary. Your name, your good fame, your glory is temporary. The coexistence of your beloved and your loved people are temporary. Therefore, do not get too attached to any of this. त्यजेत संचयास्तस्मात् प्रज्ञान क्लेशात् सहेत च. Therefore, renounce this angst in you for accumulation of wealth or to earn, to give that up. Yudhishthira had said, where will I go? How will I? I don't have the money to support. Give up that angst. And by this renunciation, don't think it's a cakewalk. You will have klesham. It will cause you distress. Right? There will be pains to undergo because you have given up that drive to accumulate wealth. Bear that klesham with forbearance, with fortitude. Bear that, he says. Whatever you get by Devecha, by the will of God, whatever you are doing naturally, that will give you, he will give, it will come, some wealth will come to you. Intelligent people will make do and be happy with that. Then there are some people who will say, no, I want to earn money because I want to do dharma. Shonaka is saying this. Unless I have money, how can I do dharma? Acts of dharma. Shonaka says you got it. Listen. He's saying that first let me get into the gutter. He's saying that. There's a Nyaya he's quoting, the exact Prakshalanadi Pankasya Shreyona Sparshanam Nunam. This is a Nyaya Sutra actually. Contains all these like gems strewn over a large landscape of Jupiter. Like that, Bharatam has got all these gems all over the place. So he says, there's a Nyaya Sutra which says, a person gets into a gutter, and so that he can then, after that, he can get outside and then have a good bath and clean himself thoroughly. But why you get into the gutter? Better not to get into it. So, if you say you want to earn money so that you can do dharma, that's what you're doing. Your focus also is wrong. Do dharma, money may come. The focus is on dharma, not on the first part. Yudhishthira. Therefore, just focus on dharma alone and not on the external world, the external accumulations and distractions. All right? That's what he says to Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira says to him, listen, Maharshi, where do I want any wealth? I have not focused on wealth. I don't want it for myself. But I have a dharma. I have a dharma as a grihastha. And I have a dharma as a king, which I have to perform. How am I going to reconcile that with completely renouncing the need for wealth or the desire for having the means to do my dharma? How can I reconcile that? Then he gives a long list of things he has to do, but we just, for the sake of getting a taste of it, we just see a few things that he has said. This is a grihastha, that is a householder. See, the whole thing is in the 4 ashramas of Sanatana Dharma that every human being has. Is Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. You all know that. The other 3 ashramas are dependent on the Grihastha for their living. The Grihastha ashrama has to provide for the other 3. That's why it's valued very highly as well. And in an argument, it can be argued that it is valued higher than the other 3 because it is providing for the other 3. So he's saying, Yudhishthira here is saying, a grihastha's food is not meant only for himself. He has to provide for devatas, pitrus, to other people, and to all creatures, samasta prani. Everybody's got a hissa, a part. If you have a plate of food on your table, there are many others in this world who have they have a share in that, and you have to give it to them. Pitrus, devatas, other people, other creatures, etc. And in a grihastha's house, there are certain things that are imperative. In a grihastha's house, no grihastha's house should be devoid of these things. A grihastha's house should have a mat, a grass reed mat, minimum should be there in case somebody comes, for him to be able to sit. We should be able to provide that. A guest comes, to be able to provide at least a grass mat should be there. In a grihastha's house, there should be some space, some place for that person to sit. There should be water. He should be able to offer water to others. And a grihastha should be able to offer sweet words. Sweet words, walk. In all such good grihastha's houses, this should be there minimum. If possible, you must be able to give a bed for those who are ill. The more so that the king has to do that. For those who are the laboring, the hard work, etc., they need some place to unload the burden that they're carrying, keep it somewhere, sit down, have some water, be able to sleep for some time, then carry the burden and walk again. Then you have to provide that. Which is why even now we can see as we drive through India, when these are ancient places, you will find where the loads can be unloaded and kept, two stones and one stone on top. From time immemorial, maybe it's there for hundreds and hundreds of years. Nobody may be using it now, but it is there. It is meant to be used for that purpose. Dharamshalas, the system provided for many of these things. Now it's not there much. But that was the way the kings, I mean, this is a very, very rudimentary thing that we are just sharing here, but he's saying all this is needed. Yudhishthira says, for a man who's thirsty, I have to provide for water. For a man who's hungry, I should be able to provide food. There are certain things that is mandatory for me to take care of. One is my own family's Agnihotra, the fire rituals that I have to do. I have to be able to do that. I have to have the items. I have to have the necessary ghee and whatever necessary to do that. If we have some cows in the cow shed, you should be able to, as a grihastha, you should be able to provide hay and such a thing for the cows. You can't neglect the cow. You can't neglect your immediate family and your extended family. You cannot neglect any guests who come to your house. You cannot neglect the people who work for you. If you neglect any of these, and you become a cause of anger for them, that anger can burn you. A man cannot just make food and eat for himself. No man should just make food for himself alone and eat. No man should cause unnecessary injury to any animal. No man should eat anything which is not comfortable in offering to devatas and to pitris, etc. He should not eat himself. Man should provide food for animals if he's a grihastha. He should be able to, it is his duty to provide for the dogs, for the crows, for the ants. He has to do that. Very, very deep, indigenous, very, very poor people who are in such a state that they have to live on maybe by eating dogs or whatever. Them also you have to provide food in the manner that they are comfortable in taking. To provide food for animals. This is a daily duty of every, this is samanya dharma, daily obligated duty of every man. Includes this. Bhuta Yagya it's called. The two things, you have to provide food. Let us say you have a family and you have to provide food for your family as a grahastha. You have to provide food for the other creatures, guests, etc., who come. You have to provide. Eating whatever is left over after providing for the family, guests, etc., has got a certain technical term in Hindu dharma. It's called vighasa. And eating what is given after providing for the crows, dogs, etc., that also, after providing for that, then you eat what is left. That is called amrita. Amrita bhojan. A grihastha should every day have either vighasa, you should have vighasa or and amrita bhojanam. First wait for everybody else to have, then eat. And then provide for the animals and others first. In Varnashramam, for example, during Bhagavan's time, earlier the amount of water, after the food was eaten, whatever left over, they used to go and give it to the monkeys. He said, what nonsense. Do you think they like to eat a leftover food? He said, first provide for them. First provide for all the animals, etc. Then what is left over, we will eat. First provide for the indigent people, the sadhus and others, the guests. Then we will eat. So he's saying that. Yudhishthira saying, I have to do all this. And then there's a beautiful verse. Chakshur dadhyat mano dadhyat vacham dadhyat cha sundritam anuvrajedupasita sayagya pancha dakshina. There is a yagya called Atithi Yagya, he says. Atithi Yagya is a yagya done for guests. You have to provide some oblations into the yagya when guests, for the guests to receive. You have to give them these dakshina, pancha dakshina. What are the pancha dakshina? First, chakshur dadyat. He says, look at them with a pleasing eye. What does it cost you? Pleasing eye, chakshur dadyat, mano dadyat. Think happily. Have good thoughts when you receive guests. Vacham dadyat, speak good, sweet words to them. எதுக்கா வந்திருக்கேன் என்ன வேணும்? ஓகே. வாச்சம் தத்யாச்ச சம்ருதம் அனுபிரதேத் உபாசீத. So long as he's inside in your house with you, sit with him. And when he leaves, or the guest leaves, walk with him for a few steps. Then see him off. These are 5 dakshinas that you give to a guest who comes, he says. Now, like that, he's asking Shonaka, listen, I have things to do. I have miles to go before I sleep. The woods may be lovely, dark and deep, but I have miles to go before I sleep. What do I do? Where do I provide for all this? How can I do it? By renunciation. Shonaka, we just cut to the what Shonaka says, Tadidam Veda Vachanam Kuru Karma Tyajeti Cha Tasma Dharmani Ma Sarva Nabhimana Samachare. Do work, do karma. The Veda also opens itself like that. That the whole universe is filled with God. All that is moving in the world is filled only with God. That's the fundamental reality underlying all. But this manifestation of this entire universe, etc., that manifestation is renounced totally. And having renounced that totally, Bhunjita. You can partake on the experiences of being alive and eating, whatever you want to do. But then never ever go around seizing or taking or unfairly taking anybody else's wealth. Ishavasya starts like that. And then says, in this world alone, you should wish to live for 100 years doing karma. Having a attitude of total renunciation. In that manner, the karma will not stick to you. Ishavasya said, that's what he's saying here. He said, you must do all this dharma that you are saying, but you must do it without abhimana. You must do it in a spirit, a different spirit. Okay? And he says a beautiful verse. Samyak sankalpa sambandhat, samyak chendriya nigrahat, samyak chadhyayana gamat, samyak karmopasamyasat, samyak chitta nirodhanat, evam karmani kurvanti sansara vijigishava ragadvesha vinirmukta aishwaryam devatagata. So how do you do this? How do you do this? I mean, this has been told. How do you do this? Shonaka is telling him, this is how you do it. Samyak sankalpa sambandhat. So you have an objective. Never lose sight of it. Your focus, have your focus clearly on that. Put your sights on that. And properly control your senses as well. Have your senses under proper control. Have control on what we eat. Have properly have consume only that which is which is good for yoga. Properly do yoga and eat what is amenable to that. Do your karma properly, meaning to say, he says, karmopa samyastat, by offering it to Ishwararpanam. Do it, but offer it to in a Bhagavat Samarpanam attitude. In this manner, if you wish to win over the world, then you do your karma in this manner, free of raga and dvesha, free of attachment and free of aversions. And that's the way to go in the God's path. Says Shonaka to Yudhishthira, and in short, he says, "Oh Yudhishthira, you might need all this means you need to live a life of tapasya." Tapasya has got many meanings, we won't go into it, but at the heart of it is kashta sahanam. You need to be able to put up with difficulty, pain, distress. It's a difficult topic. But that's what that famous thing says, na karmana, na pradaya, na dhanena, tyagena ikena. Only by sacrifice, renunciation, can you get amrita. Not by karma, not by progeny, not by money, not by anything else, but the willingness to give up, to be able to bear difficulties that are a consequence of giving up as well. However, as far as Yudhishthira was concerned here, the discussion is about the fact there are 100 Vedavits in front of him. Aram says they are doing their Agninotra, whatever. And they don't want anything, but you have to provide for them. If they don't get food to eat, they'll probably not eat. Somehow something they'll manage. But Yudhishthira's responsibility is there. So he's asked this, how am I going to provide bhiksha for them? So he asked his guru, Dhaumya. The whole beauty of this is that Dhaumya, who is a Atma Rata, who's a self-realized sage, he's accompanying the Pandavas in their exile. He's there with them all the time. He's a part of that group. Like family doctor, going with them. He's there. So he asked him, what do I do? How am I going to be able to provide? 12 plus 1 years he's seeing in front. How am I going to provide for all? And then other people will come. A king, yeah, after all, suddenly a band of people may come and want to visit him from Indraprastha or Hastinapura or anywhere in the world for that matter. Or some people come to know that the Pandavas here from all over, anywhere people will come. We'll be able to provide for them. They just come, no? People just come. After that, somehow they expect magically to be provided for. The beauty of our way of life, right? We just land up. So that way. So Yudhishthira is saying, why am I going to provide you the bhiksha? Dhaumya says, Evam bhanumayam hyannam bhutanam pranadharanam pitaisha sarvabhutanam tasmat tam sharanam vraja. He says, this annam, the food that you need to provide, all food, which actually is what sustains life. That food is actually nothing but consists of, at its essence, it's made of sunlight. Sun is the source of all food. Bhanumayam annam. Therefore, the sun, O Yudhishthira, is Pita Esha Sarvabhutanam, is the father for all beings, all creatures. The sun upstairs is the father. Tasmatam Sharanam, brother. Therefore, go and seek refuge, surrender, catch hold of the feet of the sun god. Do tapasya, O Yudhishthira, worshipping the sun. Vaishampana is telling this Bharatam to Janamejaya. And he tells Janamejaya, O king, listen carefully. Suta is telling the rishis of Naimisharanya. Vyasa is telling Ganesha. I am telling you, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Purify your mind, says Dhaumya to Yudhishthira. Vaishampana is telling Janamejaya, O king, listen carefully. Purify your mind. The listener has to purify his mind, or her mind. Purify your mind. Pay attention. Pay attention. Concentrate. Concentrate. Gather courage. Have courage. And listen. The 108 names shloka of Surya that Dhaumya taught Yudhishthira. The Surya Ashtotra Shatanamavali. The 108 names of Surya. Listen. So, these are the 108 names, and this is what Dhaumya chanted to Yudhishthira. We'll start with that. You'll have to listen to this 5 minutes of this chant of these slokas. Suryoryama bhagastwadya puparka savita ravihi gabasti manajah kalo mrityurdhata prabhakarah somo brihaspati shukro budho angaraka evacha indro vivaswan deeptam shuh shuchi shauri shanaishchara brahma vishnushcha rudraishcha skando vai varuno yamah vaidyuto jatarashchagni aindhanas tejasapati dharmadhvajo vedagarta vedango vedavahanah कृतं त्रेता द्वापरश्च कलिः सर्वमलाश्रयः कलाकाष्ठा मुहूर्ताश्च क्षपायामस्तथा क्षणः संवत्सरकरोष्वत्तः कालचक्रो विभावसुः पुरुषः शाश्वतो योगी व्यक्ताव्यक्तः सनातनः कालाध्यक्षः प्रजाध्यक्षो विश्वकर्मा तमोनुदः वरुणः सागरोंशुश्च जीमूतो जीवनोरिहा भूताश्रयो भूतपतिः सर्वलोक नमस्कृतः स्रष्टा संवर्तको वह्निः सर्वस्यादिरलोलुपः अनन्तः कपिलो भानुः कामदः सर्वतोमुखः जयो विशालो वरदः सर्वधातु निषेचिता मनः सुपर्णो भूतादिः शीघ्रगः प्राणधारकः धन्वन्तरिर्धूमकेतुर् आदिदेवो अदितेः सुतः द्वादशात्मारविन्दाक्षः पिता माता पितामहः स्वर्गद्वारं प्रजाद्वारं मोक्षद्वारं त्रिविष्टभं देहकर्ता प्रशान्तात्मा विश्वात्मा विश्वतोमुखः चराचरात्मा सूक्ष्मात्मा मैत्रेयः करुणान्वितः एतद्वै कीर्तनीयस्य सूर्यस्यामिततेजसः नामाष्ट शतकम चेदम प्रोक्तमेतत् स्वयंभुवा. So this was the 108 names of Surya chanted by, initiated by Dhaumya to Yudhishthira, and he tells Yudhishthira after chanting these names, he tells him, you must bow to the sun with the bhavana, O Surya. To you, all the devatas, all the forefathers, the pitras, all the yakshas, they all serve you. You are one to whom even asuras and rakshasas and siddhas, they bow to you. You're golden, you're resplendent, and I surrender to you totally. Pranipatitosmi hitaya bhaskaram. To this, now Ashtotram, there is a first, Vyasa tells a Falashruti in Bharatam here. He says, Suryodeyas susamahita patet sapatrudaran dhanaratna sanchayan labeta jati smaradam narasada dhitim cha mega medham cha vindate puman. When the sun rises, Suryodaya, he who gathers his mind in focus and reads these 108 names during the time of sunrise, his family will be prosperous. He will get a lot of wealth, and labeta jati smaratam naraha. In time, he will get memory of his previous lives. He will get courage and forbearance to bear anything, and he'll get a very sharp intellect. Medham cha vindate puman. Imam stavam devavarasya yo narah praketaye chachi sumanaha samahita vimuchyate chokadava dokadava grisagarat labeta kaman manasaya tepsita. This stuti, this tava, this hymn of praise of the greatest of devas, Surya Deva, the person who sings this, chants this with a pure mind, pure heart, and focused, gathered in his thoughts, and then chants this, he will be liberated from the forest fire of distress, the ocean of the forest fire of distress. And he will also attain whatever his mind's desires are. He will get that, says Jasa, as a falashruti to this. And Vaishampayana tells Janmedeya, on being instructed thus by Dhaumya, Yudhishthira, he undertook proper penance, proper tapasya and vrata. He gathered all his senses under complete control. He made his mind one-pointed. He stood in the waters of the flowing Ganges, facing the sun, the time of dawn, and he worshipped the sun, offering this this name Nama and Naivedya and flowers. He did the japa. He did the japa of this Ashtottara. Doing Parayana. He sang verses in praise of the sun. See, one of the names of the religion aspect of Sanatana Dharma is Shanmata, the 6 different divine manifestations to whom Hindus pray. It's Shaivam to Shiva, Shaktam to Shakti, Devi. Navaratri is coming. Sauram to Surya, Ganapatyam to Ganapati, Kaumaram to Murugan, and Vaishnava to Vishnu. Of these, Shiva, Ganapati, Kumara, Shakti, Vishnu, you can't see. Only if you have had the grace to see. Sun you can see. Everybody can see. It's got Pratyaksha Devam. Is that? Right there, in front of your eyes. The sun. Oh, sun! Where are we now in terms of time? We have 3 minutes left, and then we can. Oh, sun! Says Yudhishthira. In summer, it is you, each, actually, we're just going to touch two. He tells in each season the role played by the sun. In summer, it is you who extracts the tejas from within all beings, the earth, and also from all the plants and aushadhis and everything. You extract the tejas from them during the hot sun days of summer, and then during the days of monsoon, you just shower it all back. During the days of monsoon, some rays of yours provide heat. Some rays of yours burn. Some rays of yours become thunder and lightning. And some cause rain to fall, O sun. In winter, when the world suffers from cold winds, one may take resort to having some fire, lighting some fire, or wearing some wool, or wearing some clothes, etc. Yudhishthira is saying this. All that. But where is that compared to the comfort that one gets when sun is there in the sky during winter? We like to soak in the sun rather than sit next to the fire. Right? We'll continue the other part later. I just came to mind that we live in a very special country. They chose this place because you have the seasons and you have the sun. Enough, plenty of it. Sun rises in the morning and sets in the night. It's a big blessing. When I was in Holland, any time, during winter, the sun would rise at 10, 10:30, 11 in the morning. And set by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And whenever the sun comes out, it was a party. Whole town will. I think the sun was not there. During winter, or even during summer for that matter. And it has its effect on everything. Although the beautiful, what do you call that? What are that, the flowers of Holland? Tulips. Tulips, miles and miles of tulips. Take a tulip and smell it, there's nothing in it. There's no fragrance. The fragrance of even the wild flowers here. The sun. The earth gives the fragrance. The earth heated by the sun. It's a beautiful blessing, the sun, that we have here for free. And the seasons, the monsoon, for God's sake, which he is singing about. Monsoon is such a party for us. The monsoon. Life is showered all over India. You know it. If it fails, it's a problem. Of course, there is also the Ativrishti and Anavrishti, excess rain and no rain. Those are results of, what can one say, adharma, they say. That you get into this thing. But otherwise, sun, at least, you can't blame the sun for any of that. The sun is there. So, he prays to the sun, Yudhishthira, and he says, we'll stop here. We'll continue from here. Not yet. That takes time. That will come. Okay. If you are willing to give me 5 minutes more time, then we'll bring this to a logical closure. Shall we take that 5 minutes time? I'm taking it. Thank you. So Yudhishthira says, the people who worship you on Shashti and Saptami Tithi, Shashti and Saptami Tithi with devotion, surely they acquire wealth, Lakshmi or Bhagavan. There are a lot of tips being given here, up to you to take it. Ananya worship of you, focused worship of you cures diseases and cures depression. Oh Annapate, with all sincerity, I want to be able to serve the guests who have come to me. For that, I need annam, food. Please shower your compassion on me and give me annam. I am your Sharanagata, says Yudhishthira to Surya, praying to Surya standing in the waters of Ganges. And Vaishampayana tells Janamejaya, on being worshipped by Yudhishthira, the Divakara, the sun god, gave Pratyaksha Darshanam to Yudhishthira. He was looking at the golden fire. And Bhagavan Surya said, oh, Dharmaraja, you will get what you desire. I will give you annam for 12 years. 12 years, you will have annam. Grinnisha pitaram tamram maya dattanaradhipa yavad varchati panchali patrenanena suvrata phalamula misham shakam sanskritam yanmanase chaturvidam tadannadyam akshayam te bhavishyati itas chaturdashe varshe bhuyo rajyam avapsisi. Take this copper vessel, tamra pitaram. Take this. I give you this copper vessel. O king. Panchali, Draupadi, whatever she cooks in it. Phalam, Mula, Shakam. 4 kinds of food. Whatever she wants to cook in it, she can cook. And so long as she does not, at the end of the day, eat herself and washes this patram and overturns it and keeps it. Until that time, there will be food. It will not get over. It will be akshayam. It will come. You just keep coming. Food will be there. This patram, akshaya patram. 12 years. 12 years it will work for you. 13th years Agyatavasam. They have to figure it out themselves. Then he doesn't leave them like that. He says, 14th year, Chaturdashe Varshe, Bhuyo Rajyam Avapsisi. You will regain your kingdom, O king. Having said that, he disappeared from you. This is one part of the Akshaya Patram. It's called Akshaya Patram. This Akshaya Patram episode of Bharatam is considered very, very punyam. One of the great episodes of Bharatam. There's another Akshaya Patram which will come a little bit later, related to this Patram. We will enjoy that as well. But here it is, the Akshaya Patram. It has been given by the Surya to Yudhishthira to be given to Draupadi so that she can take care of. The food is not going to be a problem for 12 years. Har Nama Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Janaki Kanta Smaranam Jai Jai Rama Rama Gopika Jeevana Smaranam Govinda Vetrivil Muruganak Hararo Hara Sadguru Swamina Jai Sri Anjaneya Swamina Jai. See you all.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye. See you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.